You're listening to the Filmspotters podcast, the number one film podcast hosted by Tom and Isaac. A reminder that we are a non-profit podcast and any proceeds will go to charity. Enjoy the show.
Hello. This is Tom here, and it's my episode. Wait. What's this notice? Isaac's just handing me a notice. What? He's cut me out. He has cut me out. That's right. I am not going to be in this one that much. So this is our Christopher Nolan special. We'll be talking about Christopher Nolan, the whole Christopher Nolan, but nothing but the Christopher Nolan. So should be fun. So our first segment here is recorded with Isaac and his father, Father Gregory. I've forgotten his actual name, and it's a riot. It's very funny. I've found this very funny. So enjoy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Filmspotters podcast Chris Nolan special. Woo! You not? Hurrah. So I am your host, Isaac, as always, back again, and I am joined by a very special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Isaac's father.
He's Father Gregory.
Yes.
Is that it? Do you want to say a bit more about yourself?
Do I have to?
Well, these people are very interested in
I
you.
don't think they are.
Well, you have not seen the questions.
Well, I'm waiting with bated breath. Not much else to say. Got a son, Isaac. Do love him. Hence, I'm doing this.
Yeah. But do you know who else you love? You love Christopher Nolan, don't you?
No,
he is the
I
number
do
one.
not.
He's so modest. He's the number one Chris Nolan fan in the world. Nobody loves Chris Nolan more than this guy.
I can honestly say, with hand on heart and no fear of guilt, I do not like... Well, I'm sure Chris Nolan's a very nice man, but I'm not a lover of his films.
What?
Yes.
Oh, he's lied to me. He told me, I'm the greatest Chris Nolan fan of all time, Isaac. Get me on the podcast.
You can never, ever, son, accuse me of lying to you. Anyway, let's move on with this. What have I got to do?
What have you got to do? Well, we have got 2 film reviews, don't we?
We do. I have watched these 2 films.
We've watched 2 films.
Oppenheimer.
And what other one?
Inception.
Inception is his favourite film of all time, by the way.
No, it's not.
It is.
I
He
fell
loves it.
asleep 3 times.
Well, don't
watching
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Oh my God. We also have a little Q&A. You lot sent in some questions for Father Gregory.
Excellent.
And they're amazing. I've seen some of them already.
Brilliant.
And Father Gregory's not going to be in this final bit, but I do have a tier list ranking, which I've done in collaboration with famed comedian Jerry Seinfeld. Massive Chris Nolan fan. He got in touch.
Very nice.
He got in touch. He said, Isaac, get me on the podcast. And I
How
said,
is Jerry?
he's very well.
Excellent.
We recorded it yesterday.
Good.
He was like, Isaac, I'm a massive Chris Nolan fan. I was like, you can come on, Jerry. You can come on. But anyway, should we get started?
Yes.
Which film do you want to do first? Do you want to do Oppenheimer or
Let's
Inception?
get the worst one out of the way. Inception first.
Inception,
please.
okay. So I have some production notes that I like to read before.
Yes.
So Inception, originally released in 2010, it is the 7th film, written and directed by Chris Nolan. It features an ensemble cast including Leonardo DiCaprio, Ken Watanabe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Marion Cotillard, Elliot Page, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy and Michael Caine. And it follows Cobb, who's played by Leonardo DiCaprio, a professional thief who steals information by infiltrating the subconscious of his targets, and this was nominated for Best Picture at the 2011 Oscars. It had some technical wins, I can't remember them, but Dad, you can start. What did you think of Inception?
Awful. Watched it in the cinema when it came out on the basis of a couple of nerds I worked with. They said, Matt, you must go and watch Inception. I went on my own. I paid money. What a load of drivel. Soon as I found out that he was a stealer in people's dreams, the first, 30 seconds of the film, Mr. Gregory switched off and was in much anger.
What, did you walk out? Did you stay for the
No,
rest?
I stayed because these people were adamant it was a good film. And, I'm happy. I'll go in there. I'll stay. I stayed. I hated it. I went into work the next day and told them. They looked at me aghast. what can I say?
To be clear, this is the same man who recommended in Blade Runner 2049, which you loved as well.
No, I didn't love that either. Again, recommended by the two same nerds I work with. I had seen the first one. The second one, though not a bad film, you could have cut it by at least an hour. There was a lot of nothing.
So you're saying Inception's a bad film?
For me, look, as you well know, we've had this discussion many a time. Art is subjective. I get that. And I understand how people will love it. It does have amazing visuals. And obviously it's a train of thought which can be explored. We do have a subconscious we know little of. Our dreams are testament to that.
Yeah.
But no. Soon as you go, he goes into your dreams. They've got an architect, and then you got a protagonist. Oh, look, there's his wife. Is she dead? Is she not? No, he's locking her in his memories. Blah, blah, blah.
You don't get... It's a metaphor for
Oh,
guilt.
don't.
He's guilt because he drove... Spoilers.
Yes, I
Spoilers.
know the
He's
guilt.
guilty because he drove his wife to her death.
Yes, I
Because
get all that.
because they kept in the
But
dream
it
world.
is still their dreams.
I know. Because it's this one safe haven they have from reality, because you can't age. You can spend your entire life with someone in your dreams.
Marvellous.
Cool. Rewatching it, was there anything you liked about it?
No, I fell asleep 3 times. I was open. I will go on to the other film in a minute.
Yeah.
I watched both films. I watched them from start to finish. You know, I'm not a huge fan of his work. I do love The Dark Knight.
Ooh.
And I do think it is the best Batman movie. And remembering, I'm not a sci-fi man. I don't like that genre.
Even better than Adam West.
Well, I enjoyed that as a kid, as a series. But that was mainly, I grew up in the 60s and the 70s. There wasn't a lot on. So I did like Batman the series, but I'm not a huge, as you know, superhero type of guy. But I thought Heath Ledger's performance was amazing.
Yeah, Heath Ledger's performance is amazing.
I've seen Dunkirk. All right. But again, dull.
You could just watch Saving Private Ryan, though, couldn't you?
I love Saving Private Ryan. First 20 minutes. Brilliant. Anyway, Inception, no, I didn't. I was there. I had an open mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for it to end. I was stopping the TV to see how much longer I had and then groaning when I had another 40 minutes of this drivel.
Yeah. What about Memento, Insomnia? You've seen Memento. You like Insomnia.
No.
You said you told me yesterday you like Insomnia.
Didn't realise it was a Chris Nolan film. But I did watch Insomnia a long, long time ago and did have a bit of a crush for Maria Tierney, is it? The actress from ER. But I did enjoy it. Obviously, Al Pacino was good as the Insomnia. That was good. I saw Memento as well when it came out. Hated it again. God, that was dull as well. So, no, there's nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's popular, but for me, you can leave it at home.
Yeah. In Inception, though, we have an appearance from your favourite actor. What did you think of this? The dad loves Tom Hardy. He absolutely adores Tom Hardy. What did you think of Tom Hardy's performance?
Well, at least I could actually
understand
him. Yeah. Which films I've seen him? The Covenant, love it. Revenant, beautiful, love it. Watched it multiple times, but he mumbles.
Yeah. For context, Dad doesn't like Tom Hardy because he mumbles in all his roles.
Well, weirdly, I have watched him in the true crime sort of series he's done recently.
Yeah.
And basically stole the show when he was on screen. And he was captivating.
And he wasn't mumbling.
He wasn't mumbling. He did one as a prohibition person in America with his brother set in the 30s.
Lawless.
Oh my God. You needed subtitles. He really mumbled in that. No, he's a good actor, but when asked to do an American, he has a tendency to do a mumble accent, which I find hard to grasp.
You liked him in Peaky Blinders, though, didn't you? You think that's
Peaky Blinders, I think that's one of his best roles. Is it Alfie?
Alfie Solomon.
Oh, brilliant. Again, you've got a great show with obviously some great actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And he did, again, every time he was on screen, he stole the show and you were just waiting for another interaction between him and Tommy.
Yeah.
So, no, he's good. I mean, most people are. It's just, like I say, when he plays an American, he has a tendency to mumble.
Okay.
And there's nothing more annoying than watching a film and you can't hear what the actors are saying.
What did you think, back to Inception, what did you think of Marion Cotillard, the wife? Because her performance is a bit mixed. People don't really know where they land on it. People think she's a bit bland.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman. And amazing in Edith Piaf.
Yeah.
Great performance. I don't think whoever you put in, it was a strange role. You know, you've got to remember all she's doing is coming in and out of these dream scenarios. Yeah. And obviously the girl cottons on that she's coming in because it's his thoughts.
Elliot Page.
Yes. Great. Or see, Civil. What was the film she was in? Was she in Civil War?
No.
Is that somebody else?
That was somebody else.
Great film.
You said that as if I didn't watch that in the cinema with you.
No, I was looking at you to see if I got the right actress. I thought
no, that's Katie. I think he's thinking it's Katie Spaney.
Oh, right.
I think that's who you're thinking of.
Anyway, no, I thought she was all right. Like I say, It's very difficult for me to be objective here because I just don't like the film's premise, end of.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it just purely trying to get out of there. That's how bad it is for me.
It's not that bad.
It is. For me.
You could just surrender to the visuals. Just let them all take over you.
Oh, look, it's turning upside down the streets of Paris.
Yeah. What? Seeing that in IMAX at the Science Museum in January, amazing.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. It is such an amazing experience. It reminds me of why I love Nolan so much, is his ability to combine the spectacle with these rich, complex characters and tightly strung narratives. That's where I think it works. He doesn't lose himself in the spectacle.
Well, that's your opinion. I'm happy for you.
He explores complex issues, such as the subconscious, such as time, such as guilt with Oppenheimer, which we'll go into in a minute.
Yeah.
That I just find really enduring and interesting.
I'm glad for you. Like I said, art is subjective.
Yes.
You like his work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this could be a good segue. What did you think of Cillian Murphy?
Not very good, actually.
Doesn't really have a lot to do.
Doesn't have a lot to do. Was very bland, but that could have been what they were asking of.
Don't know what sauce this one. There you go. Yeah.
Look, nobody did I think of anybody. Look, DiCaprio, always good. Was good in the sense that he did what they wanted to ask. Yeah. But like I say, for me, it's the subject matter. It does nothing for me. I'm not interested. Move on.
What did you think of the kiddie from Third Rock from the Sun? You like him? Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. The answer's the same to all of this. All right. I have no opinion on any of it.
You got no opinion?
No, because you're asking me to. I don't think the film was dull. Right?
No.
So
it's a masterclass in pacing.
Within it. Let's go on to Oppenheimer.
Do you want to move on to Oppenheimer?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to Oppenheimer. So that was our review for Inception. We're now doing our review for Oppenheimer. So this is the 12th film written and directed by Chris Nolan. His first in 23 years not to be made by Warner Brothers, because he had a bit of a falling out with them during COVID.
Okay.
A massive ensemble cast, led by Cillian Murphy as J. Robert Oppenheimer, Emily Blunt as his wife Kitty, Robert Downey Jr. Okay, you don't need to.
All right.
You don't need to say that.
Well, we're on radio podcast.
We're on podcast, but you've interrupted. Robert Downey Jr. as Leonard Strauss. Is it Leopold or Leonard? I think it's Leonard.
I said Strauss wrong.
Strauss. Matt Damon as Colonel Graves, or Groves, I don't know, and Florence Pugh. But it also includes names like Alden Ehrenreich, Casey Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Rami Malek, Jack Quaid, and Sir Kenneth Branagh as Niels Bohr. And it follows the life and career of physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer from his early years in university to his work on the Manhattan Project, before concluding with his feud with Lewis Strauss and his fall from grace due to allegations of communism in the McCarthy era of the 1950s. Right, You had a change of heart about this.
I did have a change of heart. I saw Oppenheimer, I think, with you and Mum.
You did.
In the cinema. And I did bring my Chris Nolan baggage into the cinema. And I thought the film was okay, but a bit too long. Again, his obsession with delving into the mind. So you had those sort of shots of, energy and shapes and colours depicting how turbulent and undecisive Oppenheimer's mind was. Don't like that. It's people like who stare off in the distance and they do those like minute segues of nothingness. But, so, your listeners have to understand that this was a chore for me, this podcast, because I don't particularly like his films. But I have to say, I watched Oppenheimer. I did enjoy it. It raised some real valid points, a very interesting part of history, and also it shaped our history for today at the same time. You saw a massive subject to take on, because it's not as if you've concentrated on one particular point of Oppenheimer's life. You sort of shown his journey from disillusioned physicist to suddenly, now he's into quantum mathematics, which then moves on to nuclear fission, then moves on to creating a bomb. And then with the background of all that, he's definitely a man with socialist / communist ideals.
Yep.
Which obviously was very dangerous in a country like America. He's a Jew. So, of course, we suddenly see, if there's anything which is going to concentrate your mind on a task, it's the fact that your cultural brethren are being killed.
Yeah.
Yes. By the Nazis. So, of course, naturally, if you've got any queries about the morality of the nuclear bomb, when you're seeing such or hearing of such things, because I haven't seen it at that point, of supposed mass exterminations of Jewish people and whatnot, then of course you're going to put your morality issue to one side and go, well, this is a bigger issue. I'll make a bomb.
Yeah.
And then, of course, while all that, what they see suddenly, what they've created, and it is terrifying. An amazing piece of science, but at the same time, based on the history of man up to that point, it's going to be used for something worse. So there's all that, and all that comes out in the film, and then his affair. I did the bit where Florence Pugh is naked in the meeting.
A lot of people have complaints about that.
No, I did at first, because I thought, what the point of this? Because how I got my thing about there's too much sex.
Oh, God, no, we don't want to get on this debate. Don't get on this debate.
But then I suddenly realised that wasn't his vision, it was his wife's vision.
Yeah, and
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting in the meeting, she realises he's had an affair, and he's carried on again. And I really enjoyed that, because I thought it was really good how he did that.
I also read when initially he's naked before we see Florence Pugh in the meeting, I read that as his own humiliation, that his affair is now being brought back up again in front of all these people. There's
a lot of it
that's kind of degraded him to this position.
No, these are good thinking points, talking points as well. It was an intelligently made film, well acted. He was very good, Cillian Murphy. But everybody who supported Cillian Murphy, everybody who supported him was excellent. Robert Downey Jr. was very good.
Yeah, he's so bitter.
You did loathe him,
yeah,
which was the idea. So I'm glad I watched it again because I came out with a more positive result than I did before.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I love this film. This is my favourite Nolan film because I saw this, I think, 3 times when it came out in the cinema.
Wow.
16-year-old Isaac was just in love with this.
Good.
It just completely reshaped how I viewed cinema. That even watching on the TV downstairs with the sound low, that bomb scene, still jaw-dropping, just how they managed to get that done.
Well, your granddad used to play golf with a man who was in the army, and he used to be on some island in the Pacific where the Brits used to do their nuclear testing. Oh. And and obviously they weren't well protected.
Yeah.
And he was like a radiator in terms of heat, this man, because of the radioactive problems they had, because he used to give them flimsy glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, it's very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because it's a poignant part of world history.
Yeah.
And also you've got, at the end, when they drop the bombs, that wasn't about Japan.
No, it was about showing
Stalin and Russia the power they had.
Yeah.
And also, you suddenly realise the expense. I mean, $2 billion then, what would that be now?
Trillions. Probably.
So, of course, the amount of money they spent, and they were always going to drop it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, they were going to build it, spend all that money.
And then not drop it.
And that raises other arguments and questions. No, so it's a good film because it does bring up lots of issues. At the end, people are sort of, why isn't he standing up for himself? Changing his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him, because I wouldn't like to be known as the person who created the atom bomb.
Yeah.
Because of what we've seen go on. Luckily, none have been dropped since.
No.
But now the H bomb, now you have, and then we have an arms race, which in itself is a weird thing. You have to feel, I feel sorry for him.
You feel sorry for Oppenheimer?
Well, yeah, because, you can understand, there you are, you're a very intelligent person.
Yeah.
You have all this intelligence waiting, you're looking for somewhere to put it and use it. Some people do it through music, some people do it through poetry, whatever. Yeah. He's a scientist, and he's born at a time where suddenly there's this new wave of thinking.
Yeah.
Einstein has opened up the possibilities, and people have taken it on with quantum physics. And he must have just thought he's on a high, riding this wave of innovation, newness. Amazing, must be amazing. And then, of course, the Second World War happens. And what wars do is they do accelerate science.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, generally for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And this is the case. And again, you can sense his excitement. But then as he realises what they're unleashing, and they obviously didn't know this, the power they were going to create, you can see him change. It's very well done.
Yeah.
So it gets a big tick.
It's a big tick. I love that moment. I pointed out to you on rewatch with the scientists when they hear the news of Hiroshima, and they're all just absolutely just gobsmacked because they didn't know. This Oppenheimer knew because he was in the meeting.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they thought that they were building this for the Nazis, to be used on the Nazis. Yeah. But then, of course, war surrendered, and they had room. They knew that they were going to drop it. I don't think they knew.
Well, the point was with the Japanese, as they got nearer to the mainland, through the invasions of the islands. Of course, at the time, the Japanese faith was Shinto.
Yeah.
And of course, giving yourself up to your enemy was considered weak.
Yeah.
So suicide was considered the honourable thing.
But they would have surrendered. There's no way they could have kept going.
It's one of those grey areas, but the point is that the argument will always come from America that they were going to. I think they thought they would use 800,000 troops if they went into Japan.
Yeah.
Because of the evidence of how unwilling to surrender the Japanese were. So it is a grey area, but
Do you think it was also revenge for Pearl Harbor?
Yes, it could be that. America, traditionally, historically, are an aggressive country.
Very vengeful as well.
Very vengeful, but also, they do invade a lot.
Yeah.
They have the most military outposts of any country in the world. So it's a difficult one, but but then, I don't know, because yes, it definitely shortened the war.
Yeah.
2, yes, it showed the world
Mm-hmm.
how bad it can get in terms of weaponry. But when you see those shots of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and not only that, the thousands of people who died during the preceding years through radiation sickness and whatnot, it's a difficult one.
But anyway, Oppenheimer gets a big tick from you.
It does. I was more impressed than I was the first time.
Yeah. Oppenheimer gets a massive tip from me, my favourite Nolan film.
Yes.
I think this sums up our review for Oppenheimer quite well. We are now going to move on to Father Gregory's final portion of this special.
Excellent.
The Q&A.
All right.
We have some questions.
Okay, fire away.
Let me just load them up. Oh, we have quite a few. I'll go through these.
Yeah.
So a lot of these come from your partner, Mother Bennett.
Oh, God, okay.
She sent in about 5. The first one.
Yes.
What is Father Gregory's favourite film?
I can't.
Jaws.
Well, I used to do a top 10 with my dad. And when we went fishing, we always used to do a top 10 in the car as we drove to fishing. All I can say is I love film.
Yeah.
I love TV. It has always been my favourite genre. I have been lucky that my parents were into it as well, and I was allowed to watch films from a very young age, and X-rated films as well. I have memories of, I watched The Deer Hunter in the cinema.
Yeah.
And the scenes in the hut with the Russian roulette, just amazing. I watched Jaws in the cinema where the queue was so long to get in.
Yeah.
And when the head came out the boat, the whole audience just went back in their seats and gasped. I saw The Sting in the cinema. Brilliant film with Paul Newman, Robert Redford. If anybody's not seen it, go and watch it. I remember watching E.T., hating it, and then having a go at some woman next to me who was crying. So you're crying over rubber. I remember you used to be able to smoke in cinemas when I was young.
Yeah.
And I remember setting the light Debbie Woodward's hair. She was with a friend, her boyfriend, in front of me in the seat, and I was smoking a cigarette, and I put it in the ashtray. And I sat there and I thought, I can smell and then suddenly the smoke started to come from her hair, and I started patting it like that. And the boyfriend looked around really angrily. And I was going, oh, no, you're all right, everything's okay.
So you lit a girl's hair on fire?
By accident.
By accident. Was this like, did you manage to get it out?
Yeah, I only started smoking. Bit of singe.
Jesus.
But then, you have to remember, when I was a kid, every Saturday morning there was the ABC Club.
Yeah.
So all the kids in Bath would go down to the big cinema. And for like 30p or something ridiculous, you'd go in and they would have a B movie. They'd have Flash Gordon, the series, would show. Then they'd have a B movie, then they'd have a main movie. And that's where you went on a Saturday morning. If it was your birthday, you had to go on stage and everybody sang the birthday song. And you got a yo-yo as a present.
Did you ever have the birthday song sung to you?
No, I managed to skip out. I'm quite shy. But so I have great memories. Grease. I saw that 3 times, would you believe?
Wow, so that's your Oppenheimer then?
Not really. I'd very difficult to say.
Yeah. You know what would be good? Very quickly, tell them the Jungle Book story.
Oh, God, yeah. So Jungle Book is my favourite Disney film.
Yeah, mine too.
I love the music and I just love the characters. My mum, we lived in Singapore at the time when it came out, wouldn't let me go to watch it because she knew I was frightened of snakes. So I never got to see it. So the first time I saw it was when I was 19, and I went on my own, and it was just me and a load of 5-year-olds, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I think some of the animation, which I have to admit in later times, some of it's brilliant. I mean, Toy Story's superb. Some brilliant stuff. Even the Wes Anderson stuff.
The stop motion stuff.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, No, I mean film. It's very difficult. I mean, I'm rambling on here.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
If yeah, I mean, I mentioned Jaws. We've mentioned me and you
Yeah.
have watched that 50 times. We went and saw the anniversary.
We
Brilliant.
did.
Saving Private Ryan. I
Yeah.
think the first 20 minutes are probably the nearest you can get to real life action of those beaches and how horrific and horrible it would have been. Deer Hunter, we mentioned. Godfather, obviously. Some rare indie, I mean, foreign films. As you know, I like my foreign films.
He does like his foreign
If
films.
you ever get a chance, see Jean de Florette, Man on the Sauce, which is really good. Babette's Feast, if you're a foodie, can recommend that. Loved The French Connection. Brilliant film. Mississippi Burning. I mean, Alan Parker, great director, worthy of following his films. Fargo.
Oh, Fargo.
Fargo is a special. Oh, that's so funny. Kind of funny looking guy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. There's so many. I love it. I love where you get invested in it. And I mean, we watched Civil War, didn't we?
We did watch Civil War.
And that was like going on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
I was physically got goose pimples at the end of that film. And I remember the three of us all looking at each other and going, wow.
Yeah.
And I think that when art does that for you, whether it's through whatever, it's an amazing experience. So very difficult because I love it.
Yeah. Okay, we have another one from Mother Bennett.
Yes.
What was your favourite scene in Inception?
The end.
The end? Okay. Mother Bennett again. Why do you dislike Nolan so much?
I don't dislike him. It's the fact I'm not interested in the subconscious. Okay?
Yeah.
Has no interest for me. It's like religion. Couldn't care less what happened to me after I die. So if I wake up and I'm in another place, all well and good. If not, I don't care. So it doesn't. I think it's an interesting subject matter.
Yep.
But I'm not interested in it as a film.
Okay.
All right.
No worries. Now we have the questions from the audience members.
This is better.
This is better?
Well, yeah, because I don't know these people.
These are better. Okay. This one comes from Julian, one of our projectionists.
Yes.
What's your earliest memory of film?
I can give you my earliest memory of TV.
Okay, yep, we'll accept that.
We were living in Dunfermline, 1969. Bleak place to live, I may add, especially if you're English.
Yep.
And I was also very blonde and very brown after living in Singapore. But there used to be a show called The Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it was a TV series.
Any relation to Daniel Day-Lewis?
No, this was a long, And I remember, I don't know why my mum and dad let me watch this, because I must have been about 3. But it was so scary that I used to watch it behind the sofa. And the same with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The Daleks used to scare me rigid. So that would probably be my... And the other one was watching awful football in black and white, because it was the Scottish Football League.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Go on.
We have an opinion.
Yeah.
This one comes from Aidan White.
Yes.
My other father. The V Bista is the best place to watch a Nolan film. Me and Jerry Seinfeld answer this in a little bit, but where is the best place to watch a Nolan film? If you had to say.
I suppose if you're talking about Inception, then you would go to an IMAX, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Where you have more of a visual and tactile type experience. I get that.
Okay.
Yeah, next.
Let me get these all loaded up. This one comes from Film Bro Joe.
Yes, hello, Film Bro.
Film Bro Joe. His first name isn't Film Bro, it's Film Bro Joe.
Oh, Film Bro Joe. Go on then.
He is the host of the rival radio show, Film Bro Joe and Co.
Are these the nutters who run in and do stupid things?
Yes.
Yes, excellent.
So he responded with #Restore the Snyderverse. What's your opinion on that?
What's the Snyderverse?
The Snyderverse is the version of DC that before it got... we watched the new Superman.
Yes.
That
was bad. Go on.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
That's the new DC universe. The Snyderverse is what came before it, before James Gunn rebooted it.
I have absolutely no opinion on that whatsoever.
Okay. Short way of saying Filmbo Joe. He agrees. Restore the Snyderverse. This is from LA.MGKS.
Yes.
She wants to know opinions on a Ted double bill.
Not watch Ted.
Ted's amazing.
You say this, it doesn't hold any attraction to
Ted's-
me.
Hang on. Mother Bennett? Mother Bennett, are you still here?
No, move on.
No, Mother Bennett, if you can hear me, come in here. Because she's seen Ted.
No, she's not listening.
Well, she might be listening. Hang on.
No, let's move on.
So, yes to a Ted double bill. He says yes. What's my nickname on Warwick.film? I've already answered that. Oh, okay. We got our final three.
Yeah, go on then.
Actually, four. There's 4 questions.
Yes.
So these questions have a theme.
Right. Is it to do with chipmunks?
It's to do with your favourite movies, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
But let's get this straight off the bat. I went to those movies because I went there as a parent. My dad took me to absolutely nothing. So I did have a slight guilt being a parent that I needed to do something with my child. And for some obscure reason, you liked the Chipmunks. Go on.
So, this is from Mother Bennett.
Yes.
She wants to know what is your favourite Chipmunk movie?
I have no favourites because I don't remember any of them because I'm in denial.
He liked Shipwrecked. Okay, next one.
Not like Shipwrecked. Carry on.
You do like Shipwrecked.
I don't.
You do. You love it.
Yeah, I don't. I hated everyone.
Ian Hawke is his favourite character. He loves Ian Hawke. You remember Ian Hawke?
Is he the bad man?
The bad man with the glasses.
And he was in your other Arrested Development.
Yeah, he's in Arrested Development, yeah. You like him, don't you?
No, don't like him.
Okay. Dallin, this is from Dallin.
Right.
They want to know, if you could sing any song alongside Alvin and the Chipmunks, what would it be?
I can't remember any. All I remember is high-pitched furry animals.
No, if you had to sing a song, any song.
I can't remember any.
Any song. It doesn't have to be related to the Chipmunks. It has to be any song.
I'm not singing it. But I would be interested to see their rendition of God Save the Queen by Sex Pistols.
Okay, yeah, we have God Save the Queen. I would personally go for Gold Digger by Kanye West. I want to see their rendition of that. This final one comes from Leia.
Yes.
Which Alvin and the Chipmunks movie is the best and why is it Shipwrecked? I can answer this one. Shipwrecked is the best Alvin and the Chipmunks movie because, you've got to change the scene. They're on the island. They're away from the domesticated life they've grown used to be. You have Ian Hawke in a seagull costume because he's watching you like a hawk. You have Simon with the French accent. You have the volcano. It's just an emotional roller coaster. And that is why Alvin and Shipwrecked is the best film. Do you agree with me?
I have no opinion. You have to remember, I'm happy I took you.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got into that cinema and sat down,
yeah,
I was waiting to leave. That was it. That's how it was a chore for me.
Okay.
But, you loved the movies. It made you happy.
Yeah.
So we went. And like I say, we have different views on films.
Yeah.
Some we agree with, some we don't. I'm just happy that you have something you're passionate about.
Yeah. Okay. This one comes from me. This is a question from me. What kids' movies that you had to watch with me growing up did you actually like? Did you like any of them?
Yeah, some. Well, did we watch Bugsy Malone?
No.
Oh, I watched that. It's brilliant. I loved that as a kid.
You say you hate musicals, and you've just said during this podcast you've liked
Grease.
two.
No, hang on a minute. Hang on. There are some I like, but as a genre, no.
He loves them. Loves musicals.
Can't stand them. Don't go to them. Don't like theatre. But I did enjoy Bugsy Malone. I think that was Alan Parker directed that.
I think it was Alan Parker.
Brilliant. Jodie Foster, just brilliant. Loved it because it was...
Yeah.
I don't mind musicals. Well, I like the music. Do you see what I mean? So I enjoyed Grease because I had a little thing for rock and roll growing up.
Yeah.
So I liked that. And Olivia Newton-John in Leather, that was good. But the storyline held it as well.
Yeah.
But generally, kids, what me and you watching, I enjoy Zootropolis.
Zootropolis.
Did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Enjoyed watching Toy Story with you.
Yep.
Enjoyed A Bug's Life.
Oh, Bug's Life.
What else we've seen loads, obviously.
Yeah.
Didn't like any of the superhero stuff.
Didn't like any of the superheroes.
Not much.
Black Panther? You like Black Panther?
Well, yeah, that's the most bearable out of all of them.
I don't know why it was Black Panther. I don't know why that was the one you found the most
I
bearable.
just, a lot of the time, the storyline just is incredible for me, but that I didn't mind. So yeah, no, we saw a load, but I suppose those are ones. Oh, I enjoyed the Despicable movies with you.
Oh, he loves the Minions movies. Massive Minions fan.
Shrek, that was good.
Massive Shrek fan as well.
Enjoyed Shrek. I did see Finding Nemo, but not with you. I enjoyed that.
You like Finding Nemo?
Yeah, I used to do press passes for magazines, and I went to one in Oxford or Cambridge, and they couldn't do the press pass because it wasn't right yet. So I had to go and lose myself for 3 hours in Cambridge or wherever it was.
So you ended up in Finding Nemo?
Yeah, it was on. I passed a cinema and I was with some co-workers and I said, well, let's go and watch this. So I took the co-workers to watch Finding Nemo. And it was actually very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It is a good film. Finding Nemo is a good film. Right. Our final question.
Okay.
And then you're done.
Excellent.
You're done. We can move on to my ranking with Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay.
So this comes from Jacob.
Yes.
And he would like to know, has Father Gregory seen the Dune Part 3 trailer? Well, Jacob, I have here a live reaction to the Dune Part 3 trailer because he loves the Dune movies. He's seen Dune 1, he's seen Dune 2, he adores them.
No, I have not seen Dune 2.
You have seen Dune 2?
I haven't.
You've seen Dune 2?
When?
At home. You started watching it because I recommended it to you. I said Dune Part 2 is actually good, Dad.
So all your listeners, you can see what effect Dune has on me.
It was Austin Butler. Austin Butler when he was bold.
No, I haven't.
You have seen it because I walked back from school and I saw you watching it. It was on the bit where they're just about to fight. You have seen Dune 2.
Oh, well, I stand corrected.
He's seen Dune 2.
What the impression it made on me.
And he's going to go watch Dune 3. I'll make sure of it. Yes, you will.
I'm not.
Yes, you will.
Very bullyish, aren't you, as a child?
Who do you think I get that from?
Not for me. I'm just full of loveliness.
He's playing it up for the podcast. Anyway, I have here the Dune 3 trailer. So everyone at home, if you want to start the Dune 3 trailer, you want to load it up so you can have a live reaction alongside Father Gregory, feel free. Or don't, I don't care. So, here you go. You can click play whenever you want. Okay, we're clicking play now. You might be able to hear it. No, I've already seen it. You can watch it. I've already seen it.
Oh, look, it's a Dune.
Here, do you want a full screen?
Her name should be Kanima. She would need to be strong, like her mother. What if it's a boy?
You can't see his face.
It's so dull.
It's not. It's amazing.
It is.
The wisdom of his grandfather. Or feeds on itself.
Ooh. Come on, give us some reactions. So everyone at home knows how good this is. He's loving it.
I'm not loving it. It has no interest for me.
Yeah.
I find it a very boring...
Oh, look, Robert Pattinson. You like him?
Yes, he's all right. I like lots of actors when they're in films I like. Oh, look, there's a Shogun experience.
Ooh.
My problem with Dune...
Save it for the show. Save it for the end of the show. We don't want to be talking over people.
Well, Rebecca... Chef Boyardee. Yeah, very nice. There you go.
If you could have paid someone not to react, they could not have done that as well as my dad has.
No interest.
No interest. Don, what's your problem with the Dune movies?
I honestly can't remember watching two, but I'll go with you. I remember watching the first one, and my problem with it was far too long, not enough. I could have condensed it all and got probably 1 and 2 in the same film.
Yeah, David Lynch did.
That's my problem. It's not the actual concept or anything like that. I just don't like films which they make where you know they're just feeding you into a second one and there's just nothing goes on. It's a bit like, I mean, I watched the Lord of the
Rings
trilogy, yeah? Now, the reality is you could have condensed that to 2 films.
Really?
I think so, yes. I didn't enjoy that much. I enjoyed the third one.
You like the third one?
I did like the third one. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I just felt, again, you could have condensed it. But, I mean, I get bored easily. That's my thing. So if you start panning things out with nothingness, then you'll lose me as a viewer. That's basically it. As you know, it's the films I love are the ones which just, they tick along. And that's what I like. If you could, depending on what it is, but I mean, if you're doing something like Dune, people want, for me, you think, right, I want to see battles.
Yeah.
I want to see, that was a good thing about Star Wars, right? I was there when it came out, and it was revolutionary.
Yeah.
But they were all classic storyline, simple story, good and bad and all that. But they all stood as their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all ripped along and they all had a good fight scene in it and stuff like that and Darth Vader and all that. And it was watchable. I mean, I used I was telling you about Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Which you've not watched.
I've not watched.
Now, people would think that's not my cup of tea, but I loved it. Right? I was introduced to it late, but I watched it. Now, it worked because it moved along. They knew that you wanted to see a little bit of raunchiness. They knew they wanted to see a fight scene. And generally each episode had it.
Yeah.
There was not long periods of introspection. It was just, let's get on with it. And it worked and it was good. And now I've watched both second adaptations. And the first one, God, this took so long.
What, the Matt Smith one?
Yeah. You're waiting for this big war. It never comes. And that's my point. It's that, sometimes they make stuff and it's like, we know you want to get a series out of this, multiple series. But for Christ's sake, let's make it good.
Yeah.
I mean, I accept that when you have multiple series, Breaking Bad, for example.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a series in the middle, which isn't as good.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because just the way it is. But you accept that journey because you know it's going to pick up again, and it did.
Yeah.
And that was my problem with Dune. When I watched the first one, it was like, Jesus, have we just taken 2.5 whatever hours to get to a point where we know there's going to be a second one?
Yeah.
And I didn't feel anything much happened within it. So that's what puts me off.
Okay.
That's it.
So that concludes the Q&A segment and Father Gregory's portion of this Chris Nolan special. Why are you going hooray? You've had a lovely time.
I've had a very nice time, son.
You've had a very nice
happy
time.
to be here.
Anyway, now over to me and Jerry Seinfeld.
Excellent. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, that certainly was a section. Thank you to Father Gregory. I know we've never met before, but we will. So, this next section is their tier list ranking of all the Christopher Nolan films with the one and only Jerry Seinfeld. He made extra special time for this, which is so lovely of him, and really hope you enjoy it. I disagree with some of the opinions, but I think I'll jump in at a certain point. Maybe I'll give my own little ranking at the end as well. How's that? So yeah, there's some slight audio issues as well. You'll definitely notice that Isaac's audio, especially, is cutting a little bit in and out. Not to worry, I've tried to fix it the best I can. It's probably going to be quite noticeable though, but I've done my best. This is by far the longest time I've ever spent editing this podcast, so I hope it turns out somewhat decently. Alright, enjoy this next section, guys.
Right, hello there, you lot. So, We've had those amazing Inception and Oppenheimer reviews, followed by the Q&A. We now have a little treat for you. We have the Chris Nolan tier list. And I thought it was unfair for Father Gregory to do this because his opinions are too powerful. So we have a very special guest joining us today. We have
Hello.
we have the comedian Jerry Seinfeld, apparently,
Also known as Oliver Lambert's weird, strange Discord profile.
also known as Ollie Lambert's weird, strange Discord profile. Ollie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. I'm even more happy to be doing this because I just got IMAX 70mm tickets to Dunkirk 2 days ago. So there you go. I'm locked in.
Very lovely. All right, should we get started on this tier list then?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Right,
I
let
have
me
a
see
lot
if
of
I can share
opinions.
my screen. Should we get started?
Yep. Yep, sure. Sorry, your voice cut out for a bit there.
Yeah, no worries. This is This is going to be amazing to edit over Discord.
I
Okay,
know,
so
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
first up we have the following. Ollie, what are our thoughts on the following?
Following is a really good debut with a lot of very interesting ideas, and a lot of pieces of like the start of a filmmaker's brain. I think if I watched it by itself, I wouldn't be particularly remarked by it. But the fact that I watched it basically after I'd seen pretty much all of his other films, you can see a lot of his early thoughts and ideas in there. I think it's a fun mystery. I think it's pretty impressively assembled, even if a lot of its ideas are kind of just floated and then never really worked through, if that makes sense. I think it's a very good film. It's easily his weakest, but it's literally a debut, so like I don't know.
I get you.
Yeah. So I don't know what
Yeah,
tier I'd
it's
put it
a
in. I'd give it
debut.
like
It's a
four
very
stars.
good for a debut film. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Especially one made that
In
means that
terms
it
of
was made
in
on.
terms of Nolan films, I'm thinking C tier.
Yep. Which basically means C is the bottom tier, really.
Yeah. Right. Next up, we have Memento. Now, I think this is the smartest film. This is for 2000. The idea that you can tell the story in reverse, I think, is just incredible. I think it's like
I agree.
I think he just kind of gets lost in all his other filmography just because it's much smaller scale. This and Insomnia is a lot smaller compared to what he'll eventually be doing.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
the build up to his studio era. I agree. It's amazing. I don't think it has been buried though, because I think more and more people know about it. That it's like a joke if you like go like, oh, have you heard of Memento?
yeah,
It's like literally everyone has because of how famous he is now. Um, so yeah, no, I don't think it is buried. 'Cause I mean, but yeah, I think it's an incredible movie. I love like all the storytelling stuff of it. It's just very ingenious, like just like modern day Hitchcock subversion, like quite I guess
yeah,
postmodern almost, like Hitchcock subversion. But it's a very interesting film about kind of like truth and perspective. I mean, a lot of his films are in different ways about kind of like representations of subjectivity and how in within cinema and how time is obviously a big part of that as well. Like, it's a joke that time is part of his movies, but the more you watch them, the more you do kind of clock how integral it is in ways that people don't really. I think it's a very interesting kind of study of like photographic
yeah.
memory and all that, and how memory is like a core part of identity in a way that like kind of Inception kind of comes back to later on with like all the stuff infiltrating Leonardo DiCaprio's dreams. Um, no, I love Memento. I think it's a fantastic film, but I'd say it's like probably my like lowest 5-star Nolan.
Mm. So
Yeah,
are we thinking A tier? Can this go in A?
I think that's fair.
I think they're high in A. Okay, next up, what are your thoughts on Insomnia?
Yeah, I think Insomnia is another really good, very again Hitchcock inspired piece of filmmaking. It's nothing radical. It's clearly a guy making a jump in budget from his kind of indie breakout to something that's semi studio filmmaking. It's been a while since I watched it, so I can't fully remember a lot of it. But I remember thinking it's a really great movie and it's a very fun cat and mouse thing, and it's kind of got. It's also where I think you really start to see the
Yeah.
Michael Mann influence come through more than elsewhere, and not just because it's got Al Pacino, but the way it's kind of like, you know, doomed men stuck in their jobs in like these endless cycles, and like they kind of find their counterparts in their professional world, and then kind of, yeah. So not quite as much like a Heat thing as like The Dark Knight is, but I don't know. I think it's a really good movie, and you're starting to see more of a voice emerge, even if it's a voice that's shifting, having shifted from something kind of so fully formed and kind of quite mind blowing and really thoughtful and intelligent in Memento to something that's kind of slowly shifting itself into studio parameters. So I think it's a fantastic, like, top of the line genre film, even if it's not the best Nolan film, just because it's him shifting
Yeah.
into studio
I
money,
mean,
basically.
I haven't watched this in ages. I just remember thinking this was okay. Like, it didn't wow me as much as his other films have. I think it's still a decent film. It's just this is
Okay,
the only one
fair.
this is the only one he
I
hasn't
mean,
written. Am I correct? This is the only
I,
film he hasn't written.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not quite sure who did write it, but yeah, you're probably right on that one.
But no, Robin Williams is fantastic in it. Robin Williams is so good.
Yeah, but so is Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I love that man. He can do no wrong. And it's got loads of those great little set pieces. Like you can start to see the ability to build a set piece come out with like the bit in the fog where he accidentally shoots the wrong guy, and then kind of the stuff on the boat when they're chatting later on, then all the stuff and that kind of like weird hut right at the end, like over on the water. It's all really well. I don't know. I think okay is quite harsh. I think it's really,
Okay.
really well assembled, really good thriller, but it's just not necessarily a fully, doesn't feel quite so fully Nolan, even if a lot of his concerns are more subtly in there, just because of the way he's adapting to a new like style of filmmaking, I suppose, or a new industrial style.
Yeah. So should we say B tier? B tier for
Yeah, I was going
Insomnia?
to say Peter. I do think that film's fantastic, but yeah, in terms of his filmography, it's definitely on the lower end.
Anyway, we now moving on to Batman Begins.
Yeah, do you want to
Yeah,
start?
you can start.
Yeah, no, Batman Begins again. Really like it. It's one of my preferred superhero origin stories. I think it's very much a more basic film in terms of its thematic ideas and its filmography. It's a lot of fun. It's a very well assembled blockbuster. I think it's a good start to the trilogy, but it is definitely one of his kind of. It's very entertaining, but it's also one of his maybe least interesting films. So I've definitely seen Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises more than I have Batman Begins, just because I have more impetus to go rewatch those. Even though I think Batman Begins is probably slightly better than Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think it's a great movie, really entertaining blockbuster. But it's a man learning big budget at times, like when it gets a bit CGI-ish towards the end with the train and stuff. But the design of Gotham is amazing. Like to go from basically just like from the murky kind of like almost Tim Burton gothic Gotham to then just pure Chicago like heat mayhem. The next one is quite a mad shift, but I don't know, it works for me. Yeah, no, I love Batman Begins. I just think again it's kind of a lesser one in his filmography. I actually think all the Batman films aren't like his best films, which I know you might kill me for saying with regards to the
I've
Dark
changed my
Knight.
opinion.
But yeah.
I've got a new favourite now. I've got a new favourite. I've changed my mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love Batman Begins. I think Batman Begins is a really, really fun movie. And also the Scarecrow is my favourite Batman villain. And this has the Scarecrow in it. So
yeah, that's true. Those bits are fun when he starts guessing everyone.
Yeah.
It's like the guys on the horse, like towards the end, just like tweaking everyone out in the street.
You weren't at the all nighter, but you did not hear the cheer when Cillian Murphy showed up.
Oh gosh. Damn.
So in terms of the tier list, I'm thinking
I'd put it in B.
B. Wow.
But like very high
Do you
end. I'd be willing to go A. I'd be willing to go A for the sake of compromise, but it would be on the lower end of that.
Okay, we'll go A behind Memento.
Yeah, definitely. Memento is a much better film.
Next up, we have The Prestige, which I love. The Prestige. I think it's such a good film. I think I first watched it a couple of years ago now, and I had an idea. If you don't know the twist, I won't say the twist. I had an idea, but it's so obvious when you think about it on reflection.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very I love The Prestige as well. I think again, I don't think it's his best movie, but I think it's absolutely fascinating. Like it's kind of him working in the studio studio mid-budget range, but actually kind of bringing himself back to kind of his level of very interesting, like formal questioning that you get in Memento and stuff. Like obviously it's very obvious, but the whole film is obviously kind of the way it deceives you and kind of deludes you, the way the magicians do it. And the final line is, "You want to be fooled." Oh, it's just brilliant. Like it's a real nail drop. Like not nail, mic drop. I don't know. I can't speak. Yeah, it's just so simple. I have a couple of friends who think it's quite obvious. I don't think so, because I've kind of seen every Nolan film so many times now, but The Prestige one I never get bored by, or never kind of go, I can't bother to rewatch it, because it always reveals something new to me, and how it's so kind of aware of its construction and kind of so like deviously playful. Like it's absolutely
I love
brilliant.
it. I think
Yeah,
there's also
I love The
good thing
Prestige.
in there about obsession as well with Hugh Jackman, and just the lengths he goes to
Yes, yeah,
one up Christian Bale, to then have the actual reveal be just so minute.
yeah, yeah. But what's interesting, I think they're a really great pairing as actors, but also just kind of the way the characters are paired. I think it's a really interesting kind of like reflection on like kind of Nolan as a performer, like the filmmaker as performer, because it's two sides of the same coin, right? Like you've got like Christian Bale, who's kind of like, oh, all for the art, I've got to push the medium and find new, be new, or like the auteur almost. And then you've got Hugh Jackman, who is just the showman and who kind of doesn't, not that he doesn't care about the art, but it's more like trying to put on a good show and entertain people and dazzle them. And I think that's very interesting to see Nolan kind of reflect on that. Those two characters kind of being either sides of kind of, I assume, like the blockbuster director's mentality of, I want to dazzle and I want to do something amazing with all the money and the kind of power I've got behind me now. And I think them as a duo, really interesting foil characters and kind of really interesting kind of reflections on Nolan himself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's loads of little bits like that, and they're really smart and subtle. It just give you loads to chew on every time.
This brings us perfectly into our first hot take we have of Nolan from our audience. Jacob Martindale thinks that overrated. He said The Prestige is overrated.
That's the thing. I have multiple friends who say that, and I don't agree because I have so many thoughts myself. But when it comes time to word them, I can never coherently word them, so I can't really make my argument.
But no,
I mean, I don't know. I think it's fair. I think it can be quite didactic in some ways, especially the way it reveals the twist is quite like, look at how impressive it is. But I don't know. The more I watch it, the more I'm just dazzled by it. Yeah.
what are we thinking? What are we thinking in terms of the tier list?
High A.
Above Memento?
Nah, I think Memento's slightly better,
Okay, so
maybe.
between Memento and Batman Begins. Start the Dark, which I think I'm just going to automatically put this in S, just because.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Yeah, it's a banger.
yeah.
I will say, yeah.
No, you go.
Okay, no, I was going to say, so I've always loved The Dark Knight. I've always thought it's one of my favorite comic book films. However, I last rewatched it in September last year, and I still thought it was fantastic, but it's actually not quite as good as I remembered it being. Like I was a much more aware of anything I perceived as kind of more flawed than I'd noticed before. Like it's again sensational film. It's like this absolutely like brilliantly wound like spring trap of a movie that's kind of like really like wound tight and just like explodes as the Joker wants it to. And I just think I know everyone does is talk about how good Heath Ledger is in it, but generally every time I watch it, like it's so every second he's on screen, it's just utterly mesmerizing. Like I really cannot take. Again, it sounds hyperbolic and like a fake critic, like waffling about nothing, but genuinely one of those few performances I really cannot take my eyes off. Like he is just, just astonishing in that film. But yeah, so I think a lot of people still say it's his best movie or one of his best. I really don't think that's right anymore because I think he's matured as a director so much since, especially when we get to the Dunkirk onwards run that he's currently on. He's at a very different place to direct than he was now. And The Dark Knight is a sensational film, like especially for a blockbuster, and the impact it had on like Hollywood blockbusters for years is astonishing. But my point is that it's a film of a director who is early in his career, who I think has gone on to do even greater things. It's just still a sensational film. I think people hold on to it as his best a bit too much because I just do not think it is anymore.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I thought this was his best to about a couple of days ago. And I then rewatched one of the films in his later filmography, and I was like, yeah, no, this clears it by far.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just, again, everyone's right that it is a Heat knockoff, but it's a very, very good knockoff, so who cares?
But no, it's just...
No, sensational movie. Love the
So
Dark
good.
Knight.
My only nitpick with it is I don't like the Commissioner Gordon reveal where they kill him off and then, haha, he's still alive. But it was
Yeah.
like, of course he's going to be alive because he's not Commissioner Gordon yet. Why would you kill him off when he's Lieutenant Gordon?
Oh, that's true. Oh, I never think about stuff like that. I'm not like a nerd about that stuff.
But no,
No, that's fair. I mean, that's just it's a sick moment though when he's on the
yeah,
thing,
it's
and
when he just
yeah.
reveals the mask.
Also, should be noted, this was obviously the first film he started using IMAX cameras for, which becomes more and more important to his filmography the more we
Yeah.
go on. So I have to say it now so I can start waffling about it later on.
Anyway, Dark Knight in S tier.
Sorry, that's my
Nah,
waffle.
it's no worries. Dark
Yeah.
Knight. Next up, we have Inception. No, Inception's
Yeah.
amazing. I think it's a
Yeah.
masterclass in
Inception is
pacing.
just a banger.
I think it's a masterclass in pacing. Just how
Yes.
Nolan managed to structure the dream within the dream within the dream within the at one point, and just how he manages to keep that momentum.
Yeah,
going.
so I think it's 5 layers deep at its deepest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just outstanding.
No, I love Inception.
Yeah.
Inception's just a banger. Like I don't know. It's got lots of little ideas in it. It's got lots of things about his his new parent, his new status as a father thrown in, and lots of bits about the filmmaker as having to deceive again. But I just think fundamentally, it's just such a good time. Inception is just so watchable. I think it's a little over explaining. Like I have friends who think it's a lot of fun, even if they just think it kind of it talks at you, explaining how it all works, especially in that first hour before the heist. But like I don't care. It's just a banger, and it's just like, one of my favorite bits that not many people talk about is the Mombasa chase, and it's just like that bit of music, the Zimmer music that plays in that scene. It's just incredible. It's awesome. Yeah, just. I don't think the movie's that confusing. You know how at the time it's like famous for being like, oh, try and understand Inception. It takes so much brain power. It's like, no, it really holds your hand through it, but it's just an absolute roller coaster. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's so good. Love it.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's better? Are you saying it's better than Dark Knight?
No, it's not as good as. Actually, ooh. I'm gonna say Inception over the Dark Knight.
I'll agree with you there. Inception over the Dark Knight.
Not by much, but just I think Inception has more on its mind. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, everyone who's now just angry at us for not putting the Dark Knight number one. It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
They're not real Nolan fans. Real Nolan fans.
Yeah, not our fault. Not our fault. You're just boring Nolanites.
Real Nolan fans still love the movie, but have moved on to pastures new.
Right. Next up, we have The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I have my thoughts on this movie.
Do you want me to?
You can go first. You can go first. I have my thoughts.
I love Dark Knight Rises. I think it rules. Like it's nowhere like it's not the best movie he's ever made. I'm not saying that, but I think like genuinely for a $250 million movie, you are not getting much more like spectacle than that. Like it is just pure operatic, like behemoth blockbuster movie making. Like it's so. Again, I get like all the stuff about how it's less interesting and like the villains are kind of stupid and all that, but I honestly don't care. Like it's such a gargantuan spectacle. It's so cool. I think it might be the Dark Knight film I've actually seen the most, or maybe that and the Dark Knight would be equal, just because I've seen it. Every time I watch it, I'm just like blown away by how kind of ginormous it is. And I love the ending. I think the ending really works for Bruce, and I think it's got the best score of the three of them. Like the work Zimmer's doing in there is insane, and oh my gosh, like all the set pieces, like with the plane and like the bank heist, and when he comes back with the helicopter thing, I can't remember what it's called. And then the finale where it's like the bomb through Gotham, like regardless of how stupid Marion Cotillard's spoilers death is, but like, I love The Dark Knight Rises. I think it's just a massive capital B blockbuster. Every penny is on screen, and it just totally, yeah. Again, I don't think it's like his most thematically interesting or anything, but it's a bit kind of like Inception, where not as good, but it's a bit kind of like the Inception thing, where it's like I don't really care about any flaws you have. I just think it's such a good time, and it's such a flex to make a movie of that scale. I think it's just astonishing to me. Yeah,
I'm of the very opposite opinion. I do not like this movie. I do not think it's
I know.
I don't think it's a particularly very good movie, solely because I think
Why?
Nolan just is so preoccupied with this idea of the spectacle that he just loses the thematic importance that was so prevalent within these first two films, and just characters start making decisions which are just completely out of character and make no sense. Such
Such
as,
as?
why would you send all of your cops into the sewer? What if, sure, you would want to leave some of them
Yes.
out. You'd have to leave some of them out. What if somebody's started jacking cars or something?
It's stupid, but
It's
it's so
stupid.
cool.
And why does Gary Oldman still have the letter? Why do you still have the letter from 2 nights ago in your pocket? Surely when you got home, the first thing you do
Which
is put
letter is
it down
this?
on the table or something. The letter
Which letter is
saying,
this?
the letter revealing Harvey Dent, that Bane reads.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Like, why would you still have that on you?
I don't know. It's stupid, but
It's
it's cool as
stupid. And
hell.
I hate how they did Bane, because you read Bane in the comics, he would never be a henchman. He would never be somebody's henchman. He's his own guy. And then by saying
That's true. But
that I'm here to fix Ra's al Ghul's legacy, you completely undermined any power you have as a villain, because you're immediately going to be compared to Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul.
I suppose at the same time, like I just think Bane, like his physicality in that film is just so cool. Like it's their fight in the sewer when it's just like he's genuinely just a
Well,
sledgehammer.
the
Like it
fight's
actually feels
amazing.
like he
I'll
could
give
just
it
grab
that.
a man's skull and
The fight
crush it.
sequence, the plane sequence is one of the
Yeah,
best
I
things I've
love
ever seen.
that.
It's so cool.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. No, I don't know. I get what you're saying. It's not like the most logical movie, but then I'm also a fan of absolute nonsense, like stupid as hell Hollywood movies. So I kind of like don't really care because
Yeah.
I just think the scale and kind of spectacle of it is so
Yeah.
operatic. It's just like fair play, mate. Just make your big swing.
I don't how Commissioner Gordon's in a hospital bed for half the film, when he's one of the most interesting characters in the trilogy, and Gary Oldman's so good at playing him, and you just put
Yeah,
him in a hospital bed for an hour.
lol.
Okay, where are you putting this?
Low A tier for me. I
Low
love
A
it.
tier? I'm thinking low C tier. I'm
Yeah.
putting it behind the following. Yeah, I don't like it.
Why don't we agree with B?
Okay, yeah, we'll meet in the middle. B.
Why don't we agree with B?
Do we want to put it
We
in?
can do at bottom end of B
Do
if
you want
you
to put
want.
it in front of Insomnia or behind Insomnia?
I'd put it in front, but I don't know what you feel.
Yeah, we'll go in front of Insomnia. There we go.
Yay!
It's
Thank
generous.
you.
But okay. Next up,
Interstellar, right?
we have equally. This hot take comes from Leia, who said that Interstellar silly and boring, and then
Ooh.
said it's impossible. No, it's necessary. WTF? Terrible line. How are we
Okay.
responding to this?
I have thoughts. I think it's totally fair to say Interstellar is very writerly and very didactic about everything it's trying to say about, like, you know, love is the only force across gravity and time and whatnot. Or, you know, gravity is the only thing, and therefore love is like the only thing. I have a lot of friends who are actually not that big on Interstellar anymore. I know that it used to be my favorite Nolan, but I have now seen it so many times because of kind of the moment it's been having since the pandemic, as like this kind of like new ultimate classic of our generation. Like I love it. It's a film that means a lot to me and has meant a lot to me since I saw it when it came out on DVD. I didn't like it at the time because I didn't really understand what was going on in the ending and stuff. But then when I watched it again in 2020, I was like, oh, like it really snapped and I really loved it. And so it's meant a lot to me since then. But at the same time, I've seen it a lot. I'm aware of the flaws. I don't think it's his best film. And I do think, yeah, it's still in the phase of his writing career where he's quite on the nose about what he's trying to say. Even if for me that often works, it's not something I necessarily take issue with just films in general so much as a lot of people I know do. But yeah, I love it. I do think I don't know about stupid, but I will give people that some of the writing is quite corny and very on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I was of the exact same. When I first watched it on the telly, I just did not like it and didn't get it. But then when I watched it on 70mm during Welcome Week, it just clicked. It was just like, okay, yeah, I get this. I get the hype.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. And it's just such a
no, I can see people's problem with it. It can get very confusing, and the writing is very much on the nose.
Yeah. I mean, it's him it's after all the Dark Knight movies and people saying he was cold and emotionless, which certainly isn't true, even if the Dark Knight in particular is a much colder film, but that's just kind of what the general mood of it demands. So yeah, I think it's very much it's a movie that's out to prove itself, out to prove something, and it can be. I don't know. I think I find all the soppy love stuff very affecting because that's just kind of my thing in movies. I never really had a problem with that stuff. It always kind of like gets my heartstrings going. But yeah, no, I do. I totally get that. I've got friends who, like, we talked about extensively. It's like, yeah, no, I get it. I love it very dearly. I do think it's definitely one of his best films. It just isn't his best the way I used to think it was.
But
Yeah.
yeah, where are we thinking Interstellar?
I think S tier.
You think S tier?
Yeah, I do really love it, even if I've come to understand the flaws of it more and more over the
Okay.
years.
I'm thinking A, borderline S. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
I think-
so what, you don't think it's as good as Inception and The
No,
Dark Knight?
it's not as good as Inception. They're still really good. It's not as good as Inception and Dark Knight, and there will be better. And there will be
Okay.
better films coming up. But no, I think
Intriguing.
I think in front of Memento. I think the top A tier.
Okay, if you want to put it there, go ahead. I would easily put it in S tier. I think it's the best of his films so far at that point. But yeah.
What? A tier? Are you flipping kidding me? I as the co-host of this show, I will use my automatic veto, which Isaac used last time, and I will put this in an instant S tier, top of S tier. This is my favourite film of all time. I cannot believe these two. I can't believe Ollie. I can't believe Ollie. He's betrayed me. He's betrayed me. So just some mild thoughts instead of that, obviously. Probably my favourite film of all time. We'll see how that goes. Isaac's audio cuts out for this next bit. So it's quite convenient, really. So next bit's Dunkirk, which Isaac will start talking about right now.
I don't really get it.
Yep.
I don't really see what the hype is. The main hype is about it, mainly because you know me. The story is key for me, and I think that by focusing it on so many groups of people, instead of just having like one set protagonist, the characters kind of lose any sense. You kind of lose sense of who they are, rather than just soldiers.
Ooh.
So I think it just loses heart. I don't like it because there's no heart in it. Because you really don't know who to root for, who to side with, just because he's throwing so much at you.
Okay. Can I go? I have a very direct response
Yep,
to
you
this.
can go.
Yeah. So my thing with Dunkirk is I've always really liked it. It's been in the last few years, since like 23, 24, I've come to realise Dunkirk is actually one of his best films. It's creeping more and more up my rankings every time I watch it. I end up watching it a lot because when I fancy a Nolan, it's just the shortest one, so I just end up putting it on, or other than following, but that kind of doesn't really count. The shortest modern Nolan. So Dunkirk to me is a really incredible movie because when it came out, it was just like, big new splashy war film from a director everyone likes. But the more you watch it and really pay attention to its aesthetics, it's not like an abstract experimental film, but for a mainstream, very much marketable genre film, it's very abstract and just fascinating, not just in terms of how it pieces things together time wise, but like you were saying, how it chooses to go about characters and kind of a tableau of quite a large group of characters. So I have heard the no characters, don't know who to root for thing a lot. I think that is totally wrong and you need to watch the movie again. My thing is that by making the characters not have any grand moments where they sit around a campfire and explain their backstory and their motivations for fighting in the war or surviving and whatnot, by just having them be ordinary, totally anonymous people who are all like the soldiers on the beach are just as equal to the guys in the boat as they are the guys in the plane, regardless of their different skills or weaponries or whatever they're contributing. They're all ordinary, anonymous people who are all just fighting to survive. And I think the way the movie kind of like melds them all together is just absolutely like spectacular. And again, it's a bit like the Dark Knight effect of kind of it's like a kind of it's kind of like a kind of corkscrew, like it kind of like keeps us like tightening and tightening the tension and it kind of hits its crescendo. And it's just insanely intelligent. And it's a film. Sorry, my thoughts are very rambly, but I just think Dunkirk's a fascinating film. I don't think it gets as much attention as it should. It's a film where it's so sonically loud and such a barrage constantly that you reach this place of total mental silence within the sonic chaos because you're so bombarded with it. You kind of get to the soldier's mentality of just kind of silence and weird zoned outness within all like the madness and the loudness and all the violence. Does any of that make sense? That was a real ramble,
I
but
do see where you're going. I would need to rewatch it. I would need to rewatch it. It's definitely one of his most interesting films as well. I'd have to rewatch it. I'd have to rewatch it to
give it another go.
give it another go. Are we still trying to put it on term 3? Or have they said no?
No, I don't think so.
Shame.
Yeah. I'll try another
Try
time.
another time. Anyway, what were you thinking in terms of the ranking?
S tier.
S
Easy.
tier? Okay.
Well, actually, so I currently have it as 4.5 stars, but each time I watch it, I think I might give it a 5. And so I think when I see it in IMAX next month, I might end up giving it a 5.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
All right. If you
Maybe bottom end of S
bottom end
tier,
of S
but
tier.
in my head it just keeps going up. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that. Bottom tier S tier.
If you disagree, though,
No. We
we can go A tier if you disagree because you don't like it as much as me. I can tell.
yeah, we'll go A tier in front of Interstellar or Dunkirk.
Yeah. Oh no, Interstellar's better than Dunkirk, but I would put Interstellar in S tier. So.
Okay, so we'll go Interstellar and then Dunkirk.
Yeah, sure.
All right, moving on to his final two, we have Tenet. Yeah, I'll start because I know Ollie has a lot of thoughts on Tenet.
I love Tenet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first half I think is really slow when you just are trying to piece together, right, what the hell is happening.
What?
But then it's after
Okay.
the introduction of Kenneth Branagh where you kind of stop, then you go, okay, this is amazing, and you start vibing with it. And I think the first half is really slow and confusing, but the second half is just amazing. And just absolutely takes you on this roller coaster. Like
This is a take I've never heard before.
the battle scenes are just outstanding and are just beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're the coolest thing ever. Okay, I'll try and be somewhat contained because Tenet is a movie I think about, like, I don't know, very regularly. If at least weekly, if not daily, I have the urge to watch Tenet or a chunk of Tenet. I think Tenet is one of the greatest blockbusters of the 21st century. I think it is. Oh man, Tenet is like. So I love Tenet. I think it's my number 2, Nolan. Maybe soon to be my number 1. I don't know. Like, I just think it's so unappreciated because people don't want to give in. Like, it's really corny, but the line, and I saw this movie at the BFI IMAX with an in-person introduction by Christopher Nolan a couple of years ago, and he said this line back to all of us, and it's the line I've always said to people when telling them, please give it another go, is don't try to understand it, feel it. Yeah. It's not to say every movie means turn your brain off and you'll get it. It's a film that, so what I love about Nolan's career progression is that he goes from very writerly to much more visual. So like I'm saying with Dunkirk, where it's a lot more like about the sonic and formal aesthetics, and it's about telling you how these characters are feeling by having them say it the way they would in like Inception or Interstellar. I think Tenet is the ultimate epitome of Nolan as understanding things visually, and because the concept of Tenet is such a visual thing, it's why it's very hard to write about, because trying to explain inversion on paper is such a hard concept to do, because cinema is inherently time bound, and it's time bound to time as going forward. It makes sense that we can then understand it backwards, but it's also very hard to rewire your brain to run things backwards. So the movie didn't expect you to fully understand it. It just goes, you can understand it on some level if you really just let yourself go to it. So saying the first half is slow, I think is insane because the amount of set pieces in it. Like the opening set piece, I know off by heart. I've listened to the track from that bit like a bajillion times. It's the first time Ludwig Göransson comes in, and it's just like one of the craziest scores I've ever heard. It's amazing. But it's a movie about how much hope there is in trying to fight the fight that you can within the time you have given, you know, within the constraints of the universe that you are given, i.e., which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world, accepting that what has happened and you can still make a difference. I don't know. I've seen Tenet so many times and I think about it so constantly. I just have so many quite waffly thoughts, honestly. But I love the movie. I think it's one of the most astonishing rock star blockbusters ever made. And it's just so watchable, and I find it quite moving. And yeah, like you say, the set piece is just absurd.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Sorry for my waffle. Should we just talk about the cool set pieces? I think that's something we can both agree on.
Yeah, the set pieces make like the bit with the plane in the hangar. That's just amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then when it just rewinds it and goes backwards through it, it's amazing.
Yeah. But no, I think the first half is so slow to me because of what Chris Nolan said. I'm trying to think too much about what's happening, trying to piece it all together. I think at the second half,
which you can't do at the start,
when I just surrender and just let it take over me, it's amazing.
Tenet is not my favorite movie of all time, but it's the movie I defend the hardest of any movie that I love more than most people.
Yeah, I think we've all picked that up. I think we've all picked that up.
Yeah, I don't shut up about Tenet. It's just a core part of my character at this point.
Yeah.
my law.
Right, where do you want to put it? Do you want to put it S tier?
Man, you're making me want to go pick up my disc and rewatch Tenet now.
Want to put it in S tier?
Yeah. Oh,
S tier.
absolutely.
I'll put it below.
I don't know if
I'll
you
put it
agree.
below The Dark Knight. It's at the bottom of S tier at the moment. Just because we've
All
got to
right.
have both our thoughts on this.
That's fair. It's my number 2 Nolan with capacity to go up next time I rewatch the next film in his filmography. Segue.
Wow, the final film, Oppenheimer. Now, this is my favourite Nolan film. So this is automatically going.
Yeah, currently it's mine as well.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
so good.
No, currently it's mine as well.
Yeah, this was the first proper Nolan movie I watched because they all came out at points where I was just too young to appreciate them. So I went
Yeah.
to go and I saw it opening night in Spain. I saw it opening night in Spain in an English dub, and just it felt like 10.
Oh,
It
nice.
felt like 10 minutes. It genuinely felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm constantly just spellbound by how he manages to make this 3-hour epic feel like it's 10 minutes, and you've just sat down.
Yeah.
Like it is just so.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's so good. It's impeccably acted, directed, except that one Matt Damon line. The one Matt Damon line. Aidan made a good point about
Which line is that?
we're about to do the greatest thing in the history of the fucking world. It just sounds really clunky.
Nah, it's just funny because it's hearing Nolan swear again for the first time. It makes me laugh.
But Oppenheimer's just, I think, is this masterpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with further watches, Tenet or Dunkirk could possibly take my 1 and 2 slots, but currently Oppenheimer is my favourite. I agree with you. I mean, it's also, I've kind of mentioned how I think a lot of his films are really interesting reflections on subjectivity, both like formally and kind of like putting in a character's head. I just think Oppenheimer is the epitome of that. Like it's very, it's just an astonishing film, and it's so, like you say, astonishingly paced and it's so introspective to the character. Like again, you're so in his head, obviously, so you'd hope you actually understand him by the end. But the way you just feel that terror in the final kind of montage, I suppose, as the music rises, and it's just, it's a gobsmacking film. It's really hard to, it's my favorite Nolan currently, and I just think it's, I'm glad that's the one he won all his awards for finally. I just think it's an absolute triumph of modern filmmaking and understanding of kind of the place of America and the place of ego. I think it's one of those films, actually, the more you watch it, I've seen it 6 times now, I think. Yeah. And it's one of those films where it's the more you watch it, the more you see how human a film it is. Like it's very much about like kind of these very human, like, can we talk spoilers?
It's been out for 3 years.
Right?
The Odyssey's coming out soon.
Everyone's seen it. Yeah, so the stuff with Robert Downey Jr. versus Cillian Murphy, what's his name? Strauss versus Oppenheimer. I think it's very beautifully articulated how it expresses these tiny, like human petty imperfections lead to these drastic historical consequences. Like you have the proliferation of nuclear arms, thing that Oppenheimer regrets because of a petty comment he made about calling Strauss at the start, calling his father a lowly shoe salesman, and then Strauss corrects him and goes, "No, just a shoe salesman." It's like these very tiny things are what accumulate the historical details that lead into, like, the whole movie is like, oh, we thought we might start chain reactions going to end the world, but in a way, it's very beautiful how it expresses the fact that the chain reactions are very human, and it's about Oppenheimer having no friends and no life, and his early uni years leads him to find an ego when people start to kind of like love his brain and fall in love with everything he's doing, and that ego leads him to push, theory can take us only so far, push us further, and that ego leads to a weapon that could kill the world. And then alternately, he have another man who is just as desperate to prove himself, in Strauss, just desperate to prove himself and kind of have a standing on a stage where people respect him because his dad was a lowly shoe salesman. He wants something bigger for himself, and yet he then finds his place in bringing down the American Prometheus, as they call him, and he finds his power in stopping everything that man regrets because they don't see the way they're so alike in so many ways. I just think it's just, it's a very, very human film the more you watch it, and the more you see it's kind of about how these tiny human interactions are what end up shaping the most seismic things in history in the world. I just think it's a gorgeous film.
I think it's just,
sorry, long monologue again. I'm very bad at doing these things
it's
quickly.
perfect. No, it's just amazing. It is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That's taken the place of Dark Knight for me. That's my favourite Nolan. That's
Oh yeah.
just rewatching it. I just
No,
immediately took its place.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, actually, as well. Interesting note on the IMAX and the technical part of it. It's actually his most artistically accomplished use of IMAX. So I think Tenet and The Dark Knight Rises are his most fun movies in IMAX in terms of when they go big and like it's just super loud and awesome. But Oppenheimer's most artistically accomplished because it's a lot of like the big close-ups on his face, just like when they're in like full IMAX, full resolution, just like astonishing. And he does this marvelous job of kind of putting you into his head with the larger IMAX image in this very immediate, powerful way that makes it so much more like kind of intimate and intense. And just, yeah, he uses IMAX to put you in the guy's brain so viscerally. It's easily the most artistically effective and artistically accomplished use of IMAX, of, you know, using IMAX to format, I think the format's probably ever seen so far.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. So I think just easily Oppenheimer
Yeah,
number one.
yeah, easy.
Number one S tier. Right. Before we wrap this up, we have two more hot takes.
Okay.
These both come from Mr. Aidan White.
Oh, of course, the
The
chatterbox.
chatterbox. Yeah, he sent two in. We have his first one. Nolan is overrated. Despite that, I'm looking forward to watch the Odyssey and BFI IMAX 70 opening weekend.
Yep.
Thank you for that, Aidan. And he also said the View Bista is the best place to watch a Nolan film. But I can't
I say
comment. You
View
can't
Leamington
comment on
Spa
that.
personally. I say View Leamington
Yeah,
Spa.
View
What
Leamington
marvelous
Spa
screen.
that's an amazing place to watch a Nolan film.
That's where Nolan wants you to watch it.
Yeah.
Really, he wants you to watch it on 2K DCP, one channel sound, no leg space. That's how he
Yeah.
wants it.
Now, what do you think is the best place to watch a Nolan film?
An IMAX 70mm cinema.
I think the best place to watch it is at the WSC, and I think everyone should go
Nope.
and watch our Nolan films whenever we put them on.
I love our dear WSC, but have you ever seen a Nolan film on IMAX 70mm?
I haven't. No, I want to go and see the Odyssey. I'm going to try and see the Odyssey on 70mm.
Talk to me then once you've done that. You'll change your mind. No offense to our dear beloved WSC.
I don't know if the one I'm seeing opening night is 70mm. It's definitely IMAX because it's at the BFI. I don't know if it's 70mm.
Oh, what, the BFI,
Yeah.
the Waterloo one? Yeah, that'll be IMAX 70.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because they always.
I'll get back to you then.
Yeah, no, it's really, again, I'm a format nerd, so I'm like care about it more than others. But like, yeah, when you've seen a few of his films in IMAX, it kind of, you just want to go to all of them because they're astonishing. No, yeah, one of the IMAX 70mm cinemas in London, the Science Museum or the BFI, that's the best place to watch one of his films.
But no, go to one of them or go to the View Leamington Spa if you want the true Nolan experience.
If you want slightly cheaper, but I promise just as good experience, go View Leamington Spa.
That is our Nolan ranking.
Right. Cool.
We have Oppenheimer at number 1, followed by Inception, The Dark Knight, Tenet in S tier, and then in A tier we have Interstellar, Dunkirk, Memento, Prestige, and Batman Begins. Dark Knight Rises and Insomnia in B tier, before finally we have the following in C tier. So that's officially the worst Nolan film.
Yeah, although it's still a very good movie.
These are all very good movies. We're not saying any of them are bad. They're all really good movies.
Yeah. But you might be saying The Dark Knight Rises is meh.
I say it's meh. I still think it's a good movie, just compared to his other films. It's meh.
It's kind of, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Anyway.
Okay, cool. I mean, I don't agree with Inception being number 2 whatsoever. That's like my number 5, but I'll take it for the sake of agreement and compromise.
But yeah, thank you, Jerry Seinfeld, for joining me.
That's all right. Jerry Seinfeld gladly obliges. I don't think this joke's going to make any sense to anyone who can't just see the Discord call with a Jerry Seinfeld profile picture.
Yeah, all I saw this morning was Jerry Seinfeld wants to join your call. So yeah, anyway.
Well, I guess Isaac forgot to sign out of the podcast altogether. So this is a goodbye from Isaac on the behalf of Tom. Goodbye! Of course, massive thank you to both Ollie Lambert, Jerry Seinfeld, I should say, and as well as Father once more. I thought I was, being the co-host, I was going to put a little note on the end by just giving my little ranking of the Christopher Nolan films. I haven't seen Insomnia nor Following yet. I'll hopefully get around to it pretty soon. But my ranking from worst to best goes Dark Knight Rises, Tenet, Batman Begins, Prestige, Dunkirk, Inception, Memento, Oppenheimer, The Dark Knight, and Interstellar. As many people should know, that is my number one film. Probably for now. But that's all from this week. Next week we will be joined by another guest, but more on that then, and that will be the anime special. Ooh, yeah, I can see you tuning out now already. Oh well. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Jerry, can you hear me? Jerry Seinfeld, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. I can hear you. Can you hear me?